She starts banging on my car window. I'm like, call the police, call the police, call the police, and that's the only thing I can get out. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the time that I was followed home. Sorry if you hear whining in the background. The puppies that I have right now are very attention seeking and they just won't, como se dice, be quiet. Today's story is going to be a little crazy, so if you want to hear what happened, continue watching. Before we get into the story, don't forget to give this video a big like. It will help me out a lot. Don't forget to subscribe down below and comment what else you guys would like to see from me. So this story happened, I believe, around 2 years ago. It was on my mom's birthday, and the day before her birthday I got my provisional license. In North Carolina, your provisional license is basically after you have your permit, which you're not allowed to drive alone for a year. You have to have your provisional license for 6 months, where you're only allowed to either have family in your car by yourself or have one other passenger that is like under 21 or something like that. I don't know if you guys are like this, but me and my friends we didn't care about the only having one passenger in the car at a time, so we would obviously have other passengers in the car. The day after I got my provisional license, I wanted to go get my mom a birthday gift. So I was hanging out with my best friend. We are going to name her Bianca, and I had another friend that I wanted to go pick up. I had never hung out with this other friend. We are going to name her Lily. So, asked her for her address, and me and Bianca were on our way. Her street was kind of like literally like a handmade street. Like, it wasn't concrete, it was all rocks, and there was just basically like small houses down the road. So there was no like speed limit sign, nothing. The only sign that I had seen was a drive carefully, or drive like your kids live here, or something like that. And there was like little tiny speed bumps. So with all that being said, I obviously was going probably 10 miles per hour, if that, because there was rocks everywhere. My car is very small, so it's not like a truck. I can't just zoom through it without a rock like hitting my car or something. So I was going relatively slow. So where her house was like in the little cul-de-sac at the end of the road. So we sat there for a few minutes looking for a place to go get my mom her birthday present. And I wanted to get her jewelry, so we're looking up jewelry stores. We find one that wasn't too far away from her house, and we go on our way. As I am leaving her street, a big Ford F-150 pulls up behind me and starts like blowing their horn at me, like absolutely demolishing their horn, just beep 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 beep. I automatically think, like, am I using my blinker? Am I taking too long? Literally there was cars coming from every direction, and I'm making a left, so I have to pass a lane to get over. So I'm sitting there and the car starts coming up next to me. Before she could pull up all the way next to me, I ended up being able to turn out, and when I turned out, I flipped her off. I'm not even gonna lie to you. She called this lady's daughter because she recognized who it was, and it's happened before to some of her friends. So once I'm on the road, the truck pulls out behind me and is like this far off of my car. So I can't see their headlights, and my car is like this big. It's like a clown car, okay? If you look up a Chevy Aveo, I'll also have a picture on the screen. You can't really tell how small it is, but it's like one of these smallest cars you can get, other than like one of them little tiny smart cars. The truck is like 2 times the height of my car. Somehow I still can't see their headlights because that's how close they were in my rear end of my car. So I just got my license. I'm not trying to speed, but like I need to start going faster because this person is just like in my ass, and I really don't want to get in an accident and get in trouble for having 2 people in my car on the second day of having my provisional license. I'm going where the GPS is taking me, and the lady ends up eventually turning off. So I'm having really bad anxiety right now, so I pull off into this little tiny business, and I'm trying to calm down, and the truck comes in next to me, and lo and behold, a little tiny old lady, probably like 4 feet tall, if that, jumps out of this huge Ford F-150 that's lifted and just fucking huge. She starts banging on my car window, and Lily jumps out and starts fighting with her and talking about, why do you always do this, and blah blah blah. I am at this point, I'm having a panic attack, and my best friend Bianca, I'm like, call the police, call the police, call the police, and that's the only thing I can get out. Like, I see black at this point. Like, I can't move. My freaking hands are like stiff on the steering wheel, and I'm just sitting there. So Bianca is on the phone with the police, and the way the lady parked, we couldn't see her license plate. So we were waiting for her to leave to tell her the license plate, and we were trying to tell her we had never been really to this area before. We were looking at the GPS that I had pulled up on my phone, and we were trying to figure out kind of where we were and tell her what road we were on, and, you know, trying to get the police to come there to see, but we didn't know where we were at, basically. Lily ends up getting the lady to leave, and when she's leaving, we're telling the police what her license plate is. Lily gets in, and we tell her that, you know, we called the police, and she gets out, and she's like, I know this lady's address, I know her name, and I know this, this, and that, and so I'm gonna call the police too, because I know more information on her. So I was like, okay. We actually, when I parked like parallel to the street, even though there was parking spots, but I parked parallel because I just was trying to calm down, and we were just gonna go again. But at this point, I ended up parking. The lady ended up coming out and was like, is everything okay? Are you guys okay? Do you guys need to come inside? This place that I ended up parking at was like an old people's like retirement gaming business sort of thing, where older people would just go in there and, you know, relax, play games, stuff like that. Like, kind of like a bingo place, but like there was more than that. There was like actual video games in there. After Lily got off the phone with the police, we ended up all going inside. I went to the bathroom, and while I'm in the bathroom, Lily gets a call from an unknown number, and she didn't want to answer it because she didn't know who it was, obviously, and the owner was like, do you want me to answer it? So she answered the phone, and it was the sheriff that we had called. You could literally hear the lady in the background screaming. Her excuse was that I was speeding through her neighborhood, when I told you guys, like, there was no speed limit sign, and usually in neighborhoods the speed limit is like 25, and I definitely was going well under that. And Lily was backing me up. She was like, we definitely weren't going that fast. I didn't go that fast in there, and I never went that fast out of there. Their excuse was that the daughter of the lady that followed me was walking home or something like that, and seeing that I was speeding. I think it was just that there was a new car and they didn't know who it was. Basically, they took matters into their own hands. So she went inside and told her mom, and her mom basically followed me. I guess tried to fight me, because when I flipped her off, when she got out of the car, she was like banging her middle finger against my car and like motioning for me to get out of my car. My best friend Bianca, she's a fighter. She would have been the one to get out and fight her. She was too worried about me having my panic attack, which I'm so thankful for, because if it wasn't for her, I probably would have blacked out and, you know, went insane, but she was helping me. So that is the time that I was followed home by an older woman that tried to fight me. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, give this a like, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.